something knowing about your workshop, what kind of workshop it is, and tell us something about it.
So I am an image and etiquette consultant, as you must be knowing, and I run a company called Savoir Faire Academy. You can see the sign. So we have these ladies' personal grooming and social etiquette workshop at the Trident, which we do it every 3 to 4 months. So today is the day 2 of the workshop where we are teaching etiquette, body language, dining etiquette, and right now the perfume analysis is going on. So a perfume specialist is basically telling you how to appreciate fragrances and how to choose your own perfumes. So we do these workshops, and I specialize in image consultancy. I teach how to use or choose right kind of colors, how to choose the kind of cuts of the dresses and style, and then the ladies learn and they basically internalize that in their day-to-day life. We also have makeup tutorial and body analysis and all of that in the workshop. It's a 2 days workshop, and it is only for say 16 hours. It goes up to 20 hours sometimes.
So
Yes.
basically, like this workshop is what all things the woman is like, as you said, woman.
So first day is styling, grooming, image, how to dress, your body shape understanding, your signature style, color analysis, advanced grooming. Second day is all about etiquette, so body language, dining etiquette tutorial, European, Asian, and British way of dining. Afternoon tea session, how to host foreign delegates, how to host a party at home. It's really all about
Okay,
etiquette.
so basically, like there are other professionals who come and they do this.
It can be a professional, could be a homemaker, could be a younger girl who's getting married, could be a beauty pageant contestant, could be a model. I have a model inside if you would like to take her bite, you know.
Okay. Okay. So besides this, being a former Miss India, and besides being that, coming into this, what was the reason behind this?
Well, being a former Miss India, you always take a pledge of looking after the society. A lot of people take a great example of Mother Teresa and say they would definitely want to extend their crown and the popularity to doing the good things about the society. But in my case, I wanted to do the same, and I think learning mannerism and principles and ethics is a good start that you can provide to the society.
If we talk about this profession, there's a huge difference between getting from modeling to getting into this professions. So why choosing only this?
Well, I think I started modeling at the age of 13, and then I started Savoir Faire. I was about 22, and I think it was quite a few years that I experienced modeling, and I enjoyed acting, and I enjoyed doing films and all of that, and it was for time for me to spread my wings and do something else. Yes.
Okay, so how difficult it was for you if we talk like from getting into from modeling or from entertainment world, from getting into this field, how much difficult was it?
It was never really that challenging. I expected it to be. Why? Because I trained myself internationally as an image and etiquette consultant. So I am a certified graduate image consultant from London Image Institution, and I'm a certified graduate and a trainer from Emily Post Institution in America for etiquette. So when you have the education, because I'm specialized, my entire training and specialization in etiquette and image, so it was never that much of a challenge. And also when I established the company in 2013, Savoir Faire Academy, I never used to train myself. I used to have eminent experts like Sabira Merchant, John T. Rhodes, Dilip Cherian, Priya Kataria Puri, and we used to have them on board and train the people. I used to just run the company. Now I started training.
Okay, so throughout this process of from modeling to this stuff, who was that one person who was always with you and who supported you in this whole process?
I think my mother supported me. I miss her dearly as I lost her a few years ago. But when I started Savoir Faire in 2013, she was a very, very great support, and I miss her dearly. My parents always have been a very good support. If you see, my brother's inside, and he's the co-owner of the company. He looks after the corporate sales. And yeah, he has an MBA degree, and I think I am from a business family, so that kind of helps in an entrepreneurial journey.
Okay, was there a particular reason, was there a particular reason behind leaving that modeling industry and getting into this industry, or it was just about I guess, like plannings or something like that?
I was always very passionate about going to a school where manners were taught, and especially Princess Diana went to learn from the, IVP Swiss Finishing School. What happens is, just the way I was very passionate about modeling, films, and all of it, I'm very passionate about Savoir Faire Academy and teaching image and etiquette, because the transformation that I see in my clients are very satisfying. Even if today I get a great role, just for my cultural understanding and just for my passion, I'll still go ahead and probably do the movies. I have always been driven by passion.
Okay, today when someone or people, maybe I can say, when they say former Miss India to you, so do you somewhere or the other miss that moment or miss that career?
Yes, of course, there is a right and wrong to everything, and I do miss dearly doing films, and especially being featured in ads. I think I have been featured in many ads like KFC and Reliance and Scottish Super, Bombay Dyeing the Towel collection. I've been a brand ambassador. So I miss the ad world. I miss looking at myself in the television, but I also love doing business. So it's a transition.
Okay. Also, one more proud thing, I guess, for you would be was that you are the only woman, Miss Elegance who won from India.
That's right.
So, how much proud feeling does that make you?
So you can imagine the elegance. The elegance actually literally came right from the inception. The elegance came even before I was an etiquette or an image consultant. So the title was obviously I won the title much before I established this finishing school.
Exactly. Okay, so talking about your academy, according to you, do you find it like successful in whatever you wanted to do?
Yes, absolutely. I think India has been always a very aristocratic, elegant society. We have a lot of cultural understanding, and establishing a finishing school in India has always will be successful, because we know the importance of having finesse. We know the importance of having a great personality, having etiquette and mannerism. So I think Savoir Faire has always been very happy doing business here.
Okay, so lastly, before going, definitely we would like to know if again you're getting chance to entering into the entertainment industry.
Right.
Will that be okay for you? Or
If I get a good ad or something, and if I like the role, I probably will consider, yes. But that's not on top of my agenda right now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
If you want, I'll ask her if she would like to go.
You think we should apply? When you're applying perfume, how many sprays?
2, 3, 4.
No, what do you do?
I take 4.
There's the right or wrong. I'm just asking, how many do you
I
take?
take 4 to 5.
4? 4 to 5. What about you, Sonali?
One, just one, sorry.
One. Okay, so before we do that, we come to a very quintessential question. So, where actually do you apply the perfume? Do you apply it on your skin, on your clothes, on your hair? What?
There
can just clap for her a little bit. She's taking the initiative to come and do this for us. Alright? So this is a fresh ring.
Usually I shake.
Why are you shaking?
I don't know. I have.
Alright. How many of you do the same? No? What about you, Shagufta? What did you do? Thank you, John.
The one which is applied on the skin,
Yeah.
I usually apply it on my
Both the wrists.
wrist
Alright.
and
Behind me.
yes.
Okay. So, okay. Thanks, Janaki. So, what ideally you should do is, number one, don't do this.
I don't know why I have that.
Yeah, so that's actually.
Did you order some coffee? You? What? No problem. You can have some tea and coffee and enjoy the perfume.
Wait, lost in perfume.
No, I've helped myself with water. Thank you. Alright.
Please, guys.
So, ideally, never do this, okay? So, I think that comes from the usage that we had in our teenage of deodorants. Does it come from
Yeah.
there? Remaining is only gas. So, you can still do that, but even with deos, you need not do that. Alright, so please don't do that. It doesn't serve any purpose. And if you're doing the way you did, you're wasting the perfume. Okay, it will not stay longer and you're just doing that. Don't do that. Don't waste the perfume. So ideally what you need to do is the 8, 1, then you can spray behind your ears, 3 and 4, and you can even spray it around your neck. This is called the decartilage, alright? So depending on what kind of clothes you're wearing, for women this is a very beautiful place to put here. So again, 1 or 2. So ideally do not spray more than 2 in this area because it will directly come to your nose. So over a period of time, you will feel that you're wearing too much. Alright? So maybe 1 spray here, and then you can even apply it here in your forearms. Apply the perfumes on their palms. Because when they're shaking hands with people, even women can do that. So it all depends on what kind of clothes you're wearing, what's your professional commitment, who are you meeting, how's your day like, depending on that. But to be on the safer side, this, the decartilage, and this. So a lot of people might also say that, I apply my perfume on the underarm. It's a very personal choice. Because ideally, if you sprayed it on your arms, your forearms, and your wrist, you're good to go. And even your ears, behind your ears. Because even when you're hugging somebody, or meeting somebody, or anything you're embracing, this is the area which will come in contact, and this is the area which will come in contact.
Tea coffee for you, man.
No.
Tea coffee. So tea coffee.
Okay, so any of you have been applying perfume on your clothes by default? You? Okay. Any particular reason why?
No, what I normally do is like after my shower, I apply the perfume here and over here.
So your clothes will not actually bloom with the fragrance smell.
Okay.
Alright, so you need to apply it on your skin. So over a period of time, as and when the fragrance will keep blooming with your temperature and your skin, it will enhance.
Talking about today's workshop, first we would like to know that how is your experience joining this workshop?
Of course, absolutely fantastic, because before that I was like not aware about it कि अगर आप एक फाइन डाइनिंग रेस्टोरेंट में बैठे हो तो हाउ टू यूज स्पून्स फॉक्स एंड ऑल. सो ऑफ कोर्स यहाँ से मुझे काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें सीखने मिली. सो आई एम ग्लैड एंड आई एम डैम हैप्पी. दैट्स इट.
Okay, so besides this, what all things you got to learn from this workshop?
Basically the thing is okay. So basically the thing is I'm into modeling and acting. So I never attended any grooming classes before. So I thought to attend, and of course मुझे बहुत सारी चीज़ें यहाँ से सीखने मिली, like what color I should wear, how to eat, how to sit, how to talk, and being a model, how to carry myself. Lot of things. Like of course being a model and actress, I have to learn such things. So yeah,
Do you find this workshop
of course a lot, because I can't believe myself that I'm here today. And what I was like doing, and I was thinking that I'm a perfect. Being a model, I was thinking कि no, I'm a perfect. I have that dressing sense. But after joining and after attending this workshop, I got to know that I was so wrong about my attires, my clothes, about my fashion sense. So of course I'm happy to join.
Thank you.